Welcome back, Truth Seeker. Saturday, October 27th, 2018. Done a lot of work today on the synagogue shooting in Pittsburgh. Want to talk a bit more about that at the end of this video, as well as the bombing of Gaza today by Israel. Somebody asked if I could look into this right here. The assassination of Meir Kahane. He was a Orthodox rabbi and one of the founding members of the Jewish Defense League. And I want to show you just how interesting this is. Covered in the past, the assassination of Yitzhak Rabin, another Orthodox Jew. He was killed November 4th, a date written 4/11, like how in Jewish gematria, assassin equals 4-11. Whole lot more to that Yitzhak Rabin thing. Been a while since I talked about that, but this is something very similar here. So, this man was 58 years old when he was killed. Very special number we talk about often. He was assassinated in Manhattan, New York. His death was blamed on an Egyptian assassin. But I don't think it was really the Egyptian's fault, even if he pulled the trigger. And I'll get to the point why. So notice this man's full name. The man assassinated here that we're about to talk about, his full name in gematria in our base cipher sums to 119, like Orthodox, like Star of David. You know, don't ever forget the dancing Israelis on September 11th, 11/9, the day the towers fell down in Manhattan. About 11 years after the death of this man. So, he was born in Brooklyn, New York, the most Jewish neighborhood in New York. Brooklyn, New York has that gematria of 223, like the synagogue of Satan. Notice, no harrow wool, no burnt brass skin, which means he's not a real Jew. Most people we call Jews are not. But this man right here, he popularized the phrase "never again," which was also the motto for after the Holocaust. It's interesting that he was an associate to Ronald Reagan, another Zionist puppet. But notice that he popularized this phrase, "never again," and he's a co-founder of the Jewish Defense League. From his birthday, August 1st, his 58th birthday in 1990, to the day he was assassinated, November 5th, remember the 5th of November, from his birthday to his death was 96 days later. 96. And never again equals 96. So does Jewish Defense League, which he helped establish. Don't forget the word Freemason equals 96. As for him dying at age 58, Freemasonry equals 58, Rosicrucian equals 58, Solomon's Temple equals 58, Secret Society 58. Jerusalem also has that gematria of 58. He died November 5th, a date that can be written 11/5, like 115, killing 115, Masonic 115. JFK killed on a date with 115 numerology in the middle of Dealey Plaza, named after a 33rd degree Scottish Rite Freemason. Speaking of JFK, he was killed on 11/22/63, 11 plus 22 plus 63, 96. Remember, Freemasonry is Jewish. It's based in the Old Testament. It's based in the secrets of Solomon's Temple, which is all Jewish history. The word assassin is also 115. The plural Freemasons is 115. JFK dead 11/22/1963, 11 plus 22 plus 19 plus 63, 115. There's some other standout gematria for the Jewish Defense League. Gematria of 183, just like order out of chaos. 84, like Zionism, like Masonry, like United States of America, where he's from. 330, it's a lot like 33. Masonry 33, secrecy 33, order 33. He was killed in New York 33. We covered the 96. His full name has some other standout gematria. 187, like Abrahamic. 187, connected to the kill code for many police departments. Big number with Freemasonry. Ancient accepted Scottish Rite of Freemasonry equals 187. The number gets its significance from the Torah, which is 187 chapters. Notice his name also had gematria of 106, the day he died. November 5th, 90. 11 plus 5 plus 90, 106. Israel, recognized as a nation. November 29th, 1947 by the United Nations, a date with 106 numerology. Notice also the gematria of 407. Lose the zero in the middle. Doesn't really count in numerology. It's a lot like 47. Orthodox equals 47. Star of David, 47. Again, Israel recognized as a nation in 47. The Freemason logo, the capital G with the compass above it, the compass set at 47 degrees. You know what I'm going to say, right? Tribute to the 47th problem of Euclid about how to establish foundation. Foundation 47. This guy, the foundation of the Jewish Defense League. His name also has gematria 59, like Freemasonry in Hebrew and in English. A lot of things pop out about his name. 40, like Old Testament. So, the day he was killed, November 5th, 1990, again, he was killed in Manhattan. Manhattan has the gematria of 92. So does assassination. The victim of an assassination by the numbers. And his assassin was 34 years old at the time, 11 days shy of his 35th birthday. Good age to murder 34. And if you come back up here and look at his death, we talked about how it was 96 days later. It's also 3 months and 4 days. And notice I didn't count the span. If we counted the span, he would have died on his 97th day of his age. Remember what's up with 97. Death has gematria of 97 as well as 25. 97 is the 25th prime number. And I'm going to get rid of the base ciphers real quick. The date of his death, November 5th, can also be written 5/11. Saturn has that gematria of 511. Saturn's connected to time, death, judgment. Saturn's symbolism is very important to Judaism. That's why they have the cube on their head, the six-sided cube, like how Saturn's the sixth planet from the sun. If you ever seen my work on Israel, you know, it's not an accident that the boundaries, the borders for Israel were drawn up on September 3rd. It's a big number there in the history of Israel. Knesset's 93, whole lot of things. Saturn's symbolism, very important to Judaism. So anyway, somebody asked if I could look into that. Thought it was really interesting. This guy must have done something wrong, you know. He must have done something wrong. He was a hardcore Zionist. I don't know if he was softening up or what, but it's not hard to see why he was murdered by the code at the age he was. Then again, like I've said, if you serve the synagogue of Satan, it seems that your fate is to be murdered by the numbers. Case in point, pull up this right here, this New World Order headline from the New York Times. New World Order pledged to Jews, October 6, 1940. 10-6, 106. We just talked about how that guy's name equals 106, how he died on a date with 106 numerology. Israel established on a 106 date numerology. But anyway, again, New World Order pledged to Jews on a date with 75 numerology, like New World Order 75, like Order Out of Chaos is 75, like Order 75. The man who's responsible for this headline is Arthur Greenwood. So Arthur Greenwood doing the pledging, and what happened to old Arthur? Arthur serving the synagogue of Satan. What happened to him? I'll show you right here. Arthur Greenwood ended up dying June 9th, 1954. And he was 74 years old. Jewish 74, occult 74, Masonic 74, English 74, Gematria 74, killing 74. But the date he died at age 74, June 9th, that day can be written 6/9, like 69, New World Order 69. Plus he died in the year 54. 6 plus 9 plus 54, 69 numerology on the date too. You know, pledged the New World Order to the wrong people. Big mistake there, Arthur. So notice Greenwood's also 106, like how he pledged it, or at least how the headline was contrived on 10/6, October 6th. That's the day leaving 86 days left in the year, Arthur Greenwood. it was all news by the numbers. He got to play the part of the ritual, and he got to go out by the code too. So anyway, hopefully I'm making my point. You know, who works by this code of letters and numbers? Some people like to come here and they say, Jewish people don't practice gematria in English, only in Hebrew. Well, looks like you're completely wrong. Looks like I've been proving you wrong every day for 5 years straight. I just showed you a Zionist hardliner. Obviously, his name contrived by the numbers in English. Obviously, everything he did, from Jewish Defense League to never again by the numbers, and he went out by the same code. But anyway, here we are, October 27th. Israel's bombing Gaza. I love that in the reporting, they say, you know, multiple bombs dropped. Israel strikes 80 targets. And then they write, there were no casualties reported. Oh, you know, dropping huge bombs 80 times. I'm sure nobody died. This is why news is just such garbage. That's why they call it programming. Dumb people believe it. But anyway, this bombing campaign on October 27th, don't forget that ritual equals 27. Murder's just a ritual, a sport for these people. But 1027, 10 plus 27 is also a date with 37 numerology. Israel's 37, shootings 37, Netanyahu's 37. This comes right after Netanyahu's 69th birthday. New World Order pledged to who? If you ever read my book, you've missed a lot about Netanyahu. I got all sorts of gems in there about old Netanyahu. But right after his birthday, major bombing by the numbers. Why 80 targets? You know, why 80? I know why. These people love a good tragedy. Tragedy's got that gematria of 80. So does Bavarian Illuminati. Bavarian Illuminati. If you missed my work on the death of Kofi Annan at age 80 on August 18th, 18/8, you better go back and check it out. Important stuff. They probably bombed 800 targets. Just reported as we all know, over here in the U.S., we give them a lot of money to build up their weapon supply at the rate of over 10 million a day. That's our taxpayer dollars at work. Are you guys glad you paid taxes all year? Because this is what it paid for. You know, multi-million-dollar bombing campaign today, tomorrow, the next day. Israel's always at war. So anyway, while that was going on and getting no coverage in the U.S., we heard about this all day. And before I get into this, you know, very obvious what's going on with this story. All day, the news media has been hammering home the same points about how there needs to be a crackdown on social media, about how they need better surveillance of the web to start preemptively stopping people such as this shooter, that there needs to be a database of people who are making anti-Semitic remarks on social media like that doesn't already exist. Hello. You guys know the FBI came to my house, right? Accused me of something I never said. They pretty much accused me of this same headline right here. I never said it, though. But, you know, this is just programming. All day the media is saying, all these dangerous people on social media, anti-Semitism's up. These people need to be tracked. They need to be stopped before they become the next shooter. Enough's enough. Anyway, notice the emphasis on all Jews must die. What's emphasized in this headline that I'm reading from. Watch the FBI come to my house. We heard you said all Jews must die in a video. Yeah, well, I was reading from the news headline. Anyway, look at what it equals. It equals 47. Their favorite numbers. Star of David, 47. Orthodox, 47. We just talked about that guy who was assassinated by the numbers, who his name had the 407 gematria. Again, 47 degrees on that Freemason compass. Israel recognized as a nation by the United Nations in the year 47. The count eventually went up to 11. Don't forget that 47, part of its significance is that the numerology of 47 is 4 plus 7 is 11, the master number. 4, like the fourth book of the Bible titled Numbers. 7, like how God made the world in 7 days. In Hebrew, the name Elohim, the name of God from the Old Testament, equals 47. In Hebrew, Elohim, 47. This headline also gave me a laugh here from CNN. Before they got it up to 11, CNN had this: 10 people killed in Pittsburgh synagogue shooting. Look at what time they posted their thing at. CNN loves to post things at the most appropriate time, 322. Remember the 10 commandments from the 39 books of the Old Testament? 10 has gematria 39, so does synagogue, so does October. The Great War. You know what Great War equals? It began in 39. You know, the contrived war to make way for Israel. The Great War that began in 39. All wars are bankers' wars. Who controls the banks? Got to know these things. So anyway, coming back here to this 322 post time. Before this article was posted, we were talking an awful lot about this. This was the Tree of Life synagogue shot up today. Genesis 3:22 about the Tree of Life. Genesis 3:22 in the King James Version and in the New International Version. The verse sums to 322, not by accident, because the entire English translation of the Bible is encoded in gematria. Genesis 3:22, by the way, is the 78th verse of Genesis. Mass shooting 78, Genesis 78, and God said 78, October 78, order out of chaos 78. If you haven't read Genesis, it begins with a lot of "and God said," "and God said." Order out of chaos. This is what it is. So, just a little recap from this morning. If you missed the earlier work, check it out. They ended up coming out with the shooter's name. It was Robert Bowers. He shot up the Squirrel Hill neighborhood synagogue. Look how Squirrel Hill and Robert Bowers overlap in 3 of the 4 ciphers. The most important value on the screen is the 74, just like active shooters 74 in that cipher, just like Jewish Masonic killing gematria English is 74. Remember what happened to the guy who pledged the New World Order to the Jews, dead at 74? Here he thought he was doing the right thing until he got 86th. Poor Arthur. Anyway, the agenda is to restore order. Look how the phrase restore order is the exact same in all 4 ciphers as Squirrel Hill. 160, 70, 164, 74. Same thing, all 4 ciphers. Same thing. And today, the date of this incident, also a date with 75 numerology. New World Order 75, Order out of Chaos 75, Order 75. They come out and they say that the shooter was 46 years old. And he shot up the Sabbath. The rearrangement of the letters, Sabbath spells Shabbat, which is what today was for the Jewish people. Shabbat's 46, like chaos, like order ab cow, which is the Masonic model for order out of chaos. This is how they do the world. Creating problems and bringing forth solutions. And the solutions are always less rights for us, more tyranny for us, more power for Big Brother. That's how it works. That's how they build the police state. One deception, one distraction at a time. And just remember, we're paying for every last dollar of this agenda with our taxes. Yeah, True Seeker. What I want to do so bad is gather in the nation's capital with enough people to bring an end to the federal government. I just want to do it tomorrow, but I know that I can't because, most Americans are apathetic. They're just obsessed with the sports and the entertainment and the junk food and I don't know, whatever else they're obsessed with, the pornography, the music, whatever. All of these things make the slave state good enough for them. So, it's a damn shame is what it is. But the day we can get 100,000 people to gather in the Capitol who are ready to do something, I think that's enough people to bring the tyranny down. So, got to be 100,000 people ready to fight for a cause and ignite a greater movement. So, federal government must go down. All of this is the work of the feds. All of it. And the federal government serves the you-know-whos. The people who control the New World Order. Let me check the chat, see if there's any information I'm missing here. If not, I'm gonna call it a night. Let's see what we got going on. I see we got low likes again. I guess it's late. Most people aren't out here. Thanks for hitting the like right away. Somebody said they just got here and hit the like right away. Thank you so much. Glenn Hoddle. Another story I need to look up. Glenn Hoddle. Football manager. I see Tom McNamara's in the chat. You know what I was reminded of the other day when I was ranting against the flat earth? I was reminded that Tom McNamara is into the flat earth. And I started to think, I'm not going to rant against the flat earth anymore. I don't like the flat earth thing, but there are some good people that are really into it. So I'm just going to let the flat earth go from now on. All thanks to Tom McNamara. So apologies if I offended you, Tom. Thanks for sticking around. But yeah, I just don't want to fight about those things anymore. There's a lot of these flat earthers I disagree with, but I'm on board on most other things they're into. So let's see. Yeah, I know we need way more open eyes to do anything, but my eyes have just been open so long, and I thought by now more people would have woke up. You know, way more people are awake than the day 9/11 happened, but just not anywhere near enough. Ben Krupa, you've been awake for a while, haven't you? I feel like you've been following this channel for a while. Glad you found it here too. Craig, you didn't have to wake up for this. Good to get that sleep, man. This video, it should be up tomorrow. Everyone's welcome for the info. How will they top 9/11? I think they're going to top it on August 11th. I think they're going to top it August 11th, 2019, 11 months later. See all my work on August 11th, 2019, Tisha B'Av. I think they got big plans that day. I think some big things are going down that day. Supernatural says they're fellow Seatown. I'm not in Seatown anymore. I moved out to the sticks of Washington, but I got to tell you, the weather's way better out here. It is way better out here. And so is the traffic. Go to Times Square. I've been thinking about going to Times Square. I have been thinking about going to Times Square. You know what? Before the end of this year, you guys, I'm hoping somebody will step up and say, hey, Zach, I got a venue for you to speak, and I got people that want to hear you speak. Maybe I got to do it myself instead of waiting for somebody else to help me do it. But I'm not a promoter. I don't have those kind of connections in the world. I don't know how to, you know, most people don't have a clue who I am. You know, if there was a sign up saying Zach Hubbard coming to speak Friday night, people would be like, who the hell is that? Why do I want to hear Zach Hubbard speak? So I don't know. Somehow I have to, I don't know. I don't know. And I wish I had physical copies of my book so I could bring them with me and, you know, do like a book signing type of thing. Because I know people are into that. All right, Tom. Glad to hear that. Have I done a video about JFK Jr.? What's up with JFK Jr.? Something going on with him right now? You mean when his death is in my book? Are we talking about the man who died? You got to read my book. I got the chapter on all the Kennedy deaths. If I update the book, I'm going to have to put the latest death. JFK just lost his nephew at age 63 on September 6th. Think about that. JFK just lost his nephew at age 63 on September 6th. JFK died in 63 on a date with 96 numerology. Somebody said, I found out some info on how to sell your book and make money, Zach. I was trying to get your ebook and make money. Well, you got to tell me more than that. Do more live calls? Well, they're not going to happen on the weekend. Nobody's open right now. Get an agent. All right, Ben Krupa, I appreciate you getting the book right away. I feel like you've been around longer. Maybe I just see your name a lot. Yeah, his death's in my book, Johnny Supertramp. Pick up my book, man. Need more people to help get that sales number up so I can get some publishers interested in printing it. You can ask Derek if there's a way that there's a way he can make it so it saves your searches. I don't know if that's possible. Here, you guys want me to look at this guy? What happened to him? So it looks like this news came out today. He was scheduled to appear today. Did this happen yesterday? Earlier today. So this happened at some point today. In the UK, it's a day ahead of us now. I'm on the West Coast. It's not quite Sunday yet. It's still Saturday here. Okay, so it sounds like this happened October 27th. So another 27 ritual. What are they emphasizing here? Responding well. What do I see in that? You got to love it, right? 74. It's a big number over there in London. So we see why they're emphasizing responding well. Let's see when his birthday is. He's 61 years old right now, too, the 18th prime. Oh, God, this happened on his birthday? Happy birthday. My, oh, my. He's got, his birthday's got 113 numerology, 10 plus 27, 37, plus 19, 56, plus 57, 113, 113, that big Scottish Rite Freemason number. So rough birthday here for this man. Got some fateful name gematria. Better watch out, that 44. He's got a good name for football, 83. Football 83. Yeah, well. So the 69 in baseball, World Series, 69. Dodgers fall to 1-3 in LA. So that's what's up with the 69. Ben Krupp is halfway through the book. Appreciate you reading it. Hope you're enjoying it, man. Anything on John George Trump? Who's John George Trump? I got to look up who that is. Is this who? An American electrical engineer, inventor, and physicist. He was a recipient of U.S. President Ronald Reagan's National Medal of Science and a member of the National Academy of Engineering. John Trump was noted for developing rotational radiation therapy. He was the paternal uncle of the 45th president of the United States, Donald John Trump. Huh. It's interesting that he has that 21/8 birthday. We've talked about Zenith of the Alpha talks about how when you write Trump in caps and you use the Francis Bacon cipher, he's been talking about this for a long time, that Trump equals 218, and then Trump ended up sending out that text at 218 Eastern time, the presidential alert. It's interesting that this man's birthday is August 21st. He died 2/21. I've done a lot of work on how many stories have coded 221 into Trump headlines. That's the Bavarian Illuminati number. The Bavarian Illuminati is 221. You guys missed the work I did earlier on the establishment of the Bavarian Illuminati and the naming of the United States of America. You got to check that out. That'll definitely be in my next book. That is fascinating stuff. Okay. 23. The day he died, date with 127 numerology. Scottish Rite of Freemasonry has the 127 thing. Scottish Rite headquartered in DC. Let's see how many days he died after his birthday. He died 6 months after his birthday. He died in 85. Did I read that right? You know what? You know what equals 85? Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. It's Donald John Trump. I know what it is. Donald John Trump's name does sum to 85 when you take into account the exception on the 19th letter. Here, I want to get rid of this cipher. When you take into account the exception on the 19th letter in reverse, his name's 85. Donald John Trump, he loses his uncle in 85, 6 months after his birthday. Let's see. Wow, on his 185th day of his age. And look at Donald John Trump, 185 as well. So he loses his uncle in 85. On his uncle's 185th day of his age, Donald John Trump, 185. That number also connects to mathematics, 185. Huh. Let's see how many days. Trump was born in 46. So Trump was 38 years old. He was going to turn 39 later this year. So Trump was 38. Think about that. That's a big death number. Death 38, murder 38, killing 38, RIP 38. Let's see how many days that was from Trump's birthday. So Trump had a birthday in 84 on June 14th. So he died on his 253rd day of Trump's age of 34. That's the 22nd triangular number. Notice the 8 months and 8 days. That's the number that just follows Trump everywhere, 88. On Trump's 8th month and 8th day of his age, he loses his uncle. And how many days was it up to its 39th birthday? So a span of 114 days or 113 days prior. We know about 113. That's the big Scottish number. And his family's from Scotland, which is 88. Scottish, 113, Scotland, 88. And if you count the full span, again, it's 114 days. That matters because President of the United States is 114 in our most pure cipher. So some really interesting stuff there with John G. Trump. And we didn't even check his own name gematria. John George Trump. The 84 jumps. United States of America in that same cipher, 84. Masonry, 84. Zionism, 84. Jesuit, 84. How about John G. Trump? It's got the 47 just like Trump. Here, I'll get rid of the exception. John G. How about just John Trump? Number's got nice gematria, doesn't it? John Trump, 4545. His nephew goes on to be the 45th president. John's also 47. His name's all sorts of 47. Trump 47, John 47, John G. Trump 47. Think about the 47 degrees on the Freemason compass above the G. So, yeah, good question there with John G. Trump. Learn something new every day. Didn't even know about it. I like doing these live decodes in front of you guys because a lot of my skeptics say, man, you must sit there all day and just like think about it until you put the numbers together just to contrast. I was like, nope, it's never that way, man. I'll just look at this stuff and in seconds I'll put it together. So I'll put it together in seconds. Thanks for the compliment, Northern Risen. How old am I now? I'm 35. I turned 35 in July. I was born in 83. Somebody wrote JFK is Jimmy Carter. I entertain that theory in my book. I acknowledge it's a conspiracy theory, but there's a possible legitimacy to it. I bring it up in my book, the possibility that JFK really is Jimmy Carter. It was funny. I was saying that to my mom. My mom was like, "Don't put that in your book. That'll make your book so stupid." And then I was like, "Look at these pictures though of JFK and Jimmy Carter." And then she looked. She's like, "Well, oh, maybe." Thanks, Ben. Appreciate it. What and when do you think the next 9/11 event will be? So I've been putting out work for a while now on what I think the next 9/11 will be. I think it'll be August 11th, 2019, and I think it'll be a major attack on Islam that will instigate a large war, and it very well might be the Dome of the Rock. So you guys got to check out all my work on August 11th, 2019. John K says I ruined sports for him. But isn't it better, John? Isn't it better knowing that it's all rigged? Because now you can do other things with your life, not be occupied with the rigged sports game. So Jimmy Carter and JFK actually aren't the same height. JFK was taller than Jimmy Carter. If they really did make JFK into Jimmy Carter, they would have had to have like cut bone out of his shins. They would have had to have done some massive surgery to make him shorter, because JFK was significantly taller than Jimmy Carter. That's the biggest thing there. Yeah, burning the midnight oil. What else is there to do? Found Spirit says they didn't think the book was going to blow their mind, but it's blowing their mind. The owner, oh, for the soccer team, the football team. Yeah, I'm sure tomorrow there'll be an announcement, but I just did a video, if you didn't know, on the ritual of the crash. All right, you guys. Good chat. Appreciate you bringing up these topics. The football manager here, former player, getting sick on his birthday, and then this thing with John G. Trump. I mean, it's amazing how many 88 things are connected to Trump. It's just, and here's another one, you know? And I'm sure Zenith of the Alpha will love this. This guy being born on August 21st. I forget what the specifics are about that date. The day leaving 132 days left in the year. How many rooms there are in the White House? United States of America equals 132. The date the Bavarian Illuminati was established to the date the United States of America was named was a span of 132 days. So, interesting stuff. Somebody said, would you say that 47, 33, and 74 are the most important numbers? In the very first video I ever made, the very first video I ever made was about how World Cup is rigged, or not World Cup, FIFA's rigged, and that video got deleted. The next video I made was more about gematria, and in that video I said that the numbers you really want to watch for are 26, 33, 47, and 74. So yeah, 33, 47, 74, they're definitely some of the most important numbers. Oh, yeah. I forgot to look up the 4 Jacksonville Jaguars players. Somebody mentioned that. I forgot to look it up. Over bill restitution? Over unpaid bill for what? I love that this was from CBS 47. News equals 47. Speaking of 47. The owner of the Jaguars is from London. What was that terminology they just used? What was the terminology? Bill restitution. What's that equal? Bill restitution. What about unpaid bill? I'll think about it. I'm sure there's some riddle here before the game with the Eagles. I'll look at it more. I'm sure there's some little riddle there. Of course, what else would there be? Yeah, I know, exactly. These guys get paid $500 to tie their shoes. Yeah. Right on, man. All right, you guys, appreciate all of you. I'm going to call it a night. Time to rest the eyes. Hope you enjoy the rest of your night, day, whatever time it is in the world. Be back tomorrow, Truth Seeker. Don't forget to hit that like button.